Live check, live check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Live check, live check. 1, 2, 1, 2. We good to go?
I'm good.
Welcome to another raw, real review with Shef. Woo! We just got done watching the latest episode of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and this shit is getting good. I'm not gonna lie, this shit is getting really good. But before we get into this reaction review, live discussion or whatever, I want to apologize for dropping the ball on the last week's episode. So we're gonna kind of cram in episode 2 and 3 on this episode, only because me and Miss M, we were sick last week, thanks to our special guest visitor that we didn't ask to come to KSJ. So shout out to him for getting us sick and having us miss the episode. But yeah, so we're gonna react and review episode 2 and 3, and just give our predictions on what we're gonna see from the show going forward. But first and foremost, how are you doing, Miss M? How you feeling this
Feeling
week?
a lot better than last week, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep. How are you?
Here. I'm feeling good. It's late, but you know we crave these nights to stay up and discuss, because we're total comic book nerds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, me being the biggest comic book nerd. You just being pulled into all this. But you know, let's hop right into it, because I know the people go be wanting to, hear episode 3. They can't wait and they want to rush and get to episode 3. But let's break down episode 2. First and foremost, I want to say I love what Marvel is doing with this show. Like, we had a discussion, before the show, and people were talking about WandaVision this, WandaVision that. Look, I love WandaVision, okay? But this is a completely different show, okay? Completely fucking different show. Let this show be its own thing, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate and love this show for what it is. I'm not comparing it to WandaVision at all. Yes, Marvel, but it's completely fucking different, okay? But as far as the reaction, we're on episode 2. The John Walker scene, the new Captain America, when it came on, the first thing I noticed when the second episode came on is like, this like whole thing is like really fucking fluid. And we were talking about this during like when the episode was showing. Like, it literally feels like they just shot a lot of stuff, and like it's really like you can watch this straight through if you really wanted to. Versus like WandaVision, like when you first seen the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes, you're kind of like,
what's going on?
You didn't know what the fuck was going on. This is like really, I really like shows like this where it's kind of like you can like really pick back up on what was going on, because like we said earlier, we didn't even watch the episode last week because we were sick. But watching it today, it felt like we didn't miss a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
The second episode. I like, soon as the second episode came on, I literally remembered everything we watched. And that was like 2 weeks ago. So I really like how fluid, this show is compared to WandaVision. I feel like it doesn't really beat around the bush. I mean, yeah, like there's some stuff, there's like we're wondering and stuff like that. But WandaVision, for the first few episodes, like, you had no fucking idea what the fuck was going on. Like, literally. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm just like, but it paid off at the end as well. But just this show, it definitely feels like a movie. Definitely. Marvel put their money behind this, they budget. I love what they did with, like, all that stuff. Anything you want to add before I move on to my next point from episode 2?
It definitely does feel fluid. It feels like, I think a lot of people loved WandaVision just because it was so different from all of the different Marvel or the other Marvel movies and whatnot else that had come before it. And so I think fans were probably expecting it to be something different again. They wanted another different type of series. But I think it's great. It sticks to the typical Marvel universe, the movies and whatnot else. There's just a lot going on in the storylines that I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to wrap it up. But I think it's good so far. I think people are just kind of haters. But if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a true Avengers and Marvel fan, like, this is like right up your alley with this show. You should love this show.
Up my alley.
Yeah.
Definitely up my alley.
And it is kind of like the traditional TV series in the sense of, like, from one week to the next, it just continues. It's not like WandaVision where you're like, okay, what happened in the last one, and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like a TV series. It's nice to go back to a TV series that you're actually interested in, wanting to see it every week. So.
Yeah. definitely. Yeah, and just I don't want to get into the WandaVision people now. I just want to go through with the episode. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too off track. But just like how you said, I agree with everything you said. The second thing that I took from episode 2, just straight off the bat, though, was and you made the prediction. What did you say they were going to meet in what episode?
I
4?
said 5, but I didn't realize it was only 6 episodes, so that's my bad.
I want to say we can fact check this and go back to see, but I think I predicted this correctly that they would meet in episode 2. You guys can go watch the old YouTube videos and see my prediction. I'm pretty sure I was right, but I just gotta say, from the start on episode 2, I loved fucking Bucky and fucking Falcon's chemistry from the start. Like, you can tell, like, with certain movies and shows, you can kind of tell when, like, actors are kind of put together for the first time and they're kind of trying to figure each other out. Not with this shit. Like, as soon as they hopped on screen together, like, I could see the back and forth dynamic, like, they're really familiar with each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can really see the chemistry that they have as far as, like, actors. And, like, just, like, how it started off. Like, just the back and forth, the jokes, the stuff like that. Like, I really love how this show is really, like, dived into the characters a lot more than the big, like, Avenger movies. Because, like, with all the Avenger movies, we only really got to see major screen time for Thor, fucking Iron Man, Captain America. But for these side characters like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm really happy to see, like, these characters, like, really show their full range, and what they can really do. So, like, when episode 2 came on and they were, like, immediately, like, going back and forth, Sam and Bucky, like, the whole episode, honestly, I was like, man, this is good. Like, they really, like, are good together. Because I feel like the first episode, it stood on its own, with them acting in, like, separate scenes and stuff like that. It stood on its own. But to see them both, like, just interact and just, like, really just, like, do their thing, that's the immediate thing that stood out to me as soon as the second episode came on. So I really like that. Especially the plane scene. That was, like, really interesting to me. Anything you want to add?
To be fair, they have played in movies together and like, just coming together for the first time. But chemistry isn't easy to have.
Yeah.
Just in real life and in movies, it's not easy to have. But they're so seamless with each other. Their jokes don't even feel like they're scripted. It kind of feels off the cuff. Mm-hmm. If they ad-libbed it, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
That's the kind of, like, fluidity. It's nice to see. They just seem like they're genuinely friends outside of the show too. So
yeah,
it's interesting because in contrast, John Walker, Russell, I don't know what his first name is, but Kurt Russell's son, who plays the new captain, he kind of seems at the beginning of the episode, he kind of seemed really, like, hesitant and worried about failure being Captain America, and it kind of the way it shifts going through the rest of the episode, he gets better, but he just kind of seemed very hesitant in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And genuinely, like, didn't know how he was going to step into the Cap's shoes,
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of character from, Falcon and Bucky.
I want to add to that, too. I kind of like what they're doing with him. I'm really happy that they did not, like, just say this is the new Captain America and he's just a bad guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that they're, like, taking the time to go to, like, kind of touch on his backstory, kind of explain who he is, and like how you said, like, he really doesn't feel like a bad guy to me,
Yeah, I think he really wants to do good and,
he really doesn't feel like a bad guy. And, like, I'm really glad that they did that. Adding on to what you said, actually, this is going straight to, like, what my point that I wanted to have. But before I do that, Ninja Cal says hi. Hi, Ninja Cal. I really like the John Walker, new Captain American, Bucky, Falcon scene when they first got their ass kicked by Flag Smasher. I really enjoyed that scene. I'm not gonna lie. Probably a lot more than I should have. But I really liked, and I'm talking about John Walker's character again. Like, for me, I don't know. I don't know if it's the military thing. You guys know I was in the military, but I feel like I kind of understand where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really understand John Walker's character so far. He's got all the stuff that he's good on paper to be the next Captain America. So he's really just trying to, like, this is his first mission, you know what I'm saying? So he's really trying to, like, prove that he can do it. He don't want to drop the ball. He just want to do whatever it takes to get this done. Cause, like, come on, you're the new fucking Captain America. Like, your first mission, your job. You can't like fucking like fail this, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
expectations.
like I can kind of understand like what's driving him to do the stuff that he does, and just the whole car scene with like all four of them in there, like that was just like really. I really like that scene. That scene stood out to me a lot. Anything you want to add before I move to my next point?
Well, the banter between the four of them too is really interesting. Bucky is just not having it with him being the new captain.
Yeah, he's not.
But he's doing a really good job at that acting for that. And even, Falcon's kind of pissed off at him. And I feel like John Walker's genuinely trying to recruit them so that they could all, complete the mission together because it's only going to help him.
Yeah.
But it's not working. They're not going to. But
yeah, it's not.
I think he's doing a good job for his character. I thought he was really bland in the first episode when they introduced him, and then even starting in the second one, during the PR tour at this high school and all of that, the interview. I just felt like he was a really bland character, and he wasn't exciting as a new cap, for me. But as the episode went on, I feel like his personality kind of came out more, and his care for wanting to complete the mission and get things done kind of came out more. His passion, I guess, for it. So he's turning into a better actor as the series goes on for me.
Yeah, I think he started off kind of stale. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I thought he started off kind of stale, but like you said, as the show's going on, he's really. I think he's doing what the script is giving him. So moving on, the next scene from episode 2 that I really enjoyed the most was the Isaiah scene. Man, that Isaiah scene was fucking intense. I honestly didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. For you guys that don't know, Isaiah, he was I guess like the Black Captain America. Anthony says hi. You just subscribed to the channel. Appreciate that, bro. But I really loved just the Bucky and Isaiah. Like, man, I thought they was gonna fight. Like, Isaiah was an old ass man, but Isaiah got the hands. I can tell Isaiah got the hands, and he looked like he done been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So that scene really stood out and was like very, very, very intense for me. And moving forward from that scene, the police scene, man, oh my god, man, the police scene when the cops showed up outside and was like questioning Falcon, like, yo, you from this area and stuff like that. That kind of struck home to me, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm gonna just say this, man, Marvel does not miss, right? They see what's going on in the world, right? And they try to tie it into like what's going on, inside of the Marvel universe. So I really like that scene where, Falcon was about to go to jail. Something was about to happen because like that's some real shit that happens today. Like people get like, racially profiled and stuff like that. And they had to say like, oh, he's an Avenger. And then he's like, oh yeah, oh, everything's fine. Like that shit, that shit happens for real, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like Marvel don't miss when it comes to like hitting home with like real stuff. Like I really like appreciate that they kind of like do their homework. I really appreciate that it's not just a story and not just. I appreciate that it's not just a story and not real stuff related. I like when it's real stuff, kind of like WandaVision. You know what I'm saying? WandaVision told a story, but it's real stuff. With dealing with trauma, grief, and all that stuff. Like I really love how Marvel is just tying these like two things together. Anything you want to add before I move on to
I
my
agree.
next point?
I really love that scene. I'm surprised you didn't say anything during the episode, but we thought the same thing. It's just, profiling is a real thing that has gone on for a very long time, and it's just coming to light, a lot more recently. And the fact that they tied it in, I thought was a really good job. And it kind of, for me, it was like, you could still be a superhero.
Yeah.
But until you're recognized as that superhero, you're still just, what you're being profiled as. And it's really shitty, but I think it's a good thing that Marvel, introduced that or even brought it to light on the show. So I did love that scene too.
Before we move on, Troy pulled up. What's up, Troy? Anthony says, Willie, I honestly think John Walker is a self-serving bastard. He's not doing this to save people. It's more about being his ego. That's why he became Captain America. Do you agree? I think it's too early to tell, honestly, Anthony, because like I honestly feel like he's just trying to do his job. You know what I'm saying? I feel like so far he's trying to do his job, and so far he hasn't done anything that's like kind of like, just like asshole kind of thing. Like I feel like he's really just trying to like. This is his first job as Captain America, to track down like the Flag Smashers and stuff like that and get this done. So I really feel like he's just a person that's trying to do his job. You know, I feel like he's probably not as caring as like Steve Rogers, Captain America. But honestly, right up until this point, episode 2, I feel like he's trying to do his job. But yeah, that was all I had for episode 2. And I just wanted to say with episode 2, I really love how grounded, you know, this show is. You know, it's not some we're flying to fucking space and fighting aliens and fucking robots. Like, they even mentioned the fucking big 3, the wizards, fucking androids, wizards, and sorcerers, or whatever the fuck aliens. They said. Yeah. And, like, I think it's funny how they're, like, talking about them, you know, like, as a joke kind of thing, you know? Like, because, like, a lot of people, like, talk about, like, oh, Marvel's all over the place, like, oh, fucking monsters and aliens and stuff like that. But this is a really grounded show. Like, yeah, it's, like, fight scenes and action and stuff like that. But I really like how it's really grounded. There's no magic. There's no wizards. There's no aliens. It's like really like a, you know, it's like a buddy cop film, you know. So that's what I really like about the show, and that's what really stood out to me as far as episode 2. And that was all I have for episode 2. Anything you had or want to add?
No. I mean, just to answer Anthony's question, or to go off of his point, I don't know that there's a motive underneath for John Walker, but I do feel like he's under a lot of pressure. Yeah. A lot of people are looking to him, and he's probably starting to really feel that pressure, and so it's pushing him to do things that he may not normally do, or, you know, personality traits that he didn't really know he had, but we'll see how he turns out. I don't know. I mean, in the comics, I know he had like darker traits or negative traits in the comic books, so maybe those will come to light later on in the series, but for now, I think he's genuinely trying to complete the mission and, you know, do what Cap would have done, so.
Yeah. All right, so before we move to episode 3, Anthony says, the reason why I'm saying this is because in the comics, he was like that. He was more about feeding his ego instead of saving people, talking about John Walker. Oh, okay, so Anthony's talking more about the comics and not the show. I got you. You said, do you think, wait, hold on. Troy said, I miss y'all. We miss you too. Anthony said, do you think John Walker's a one-time cameo just for Falcon and Winter Soldier, or do you think he shows up down the road as a villain?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think it's too early to tell, bro. It's kind of sad, and we kind of talked about this. Like, we're already in the 3rd episode, and we only have 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
Only 3 episodes left. Come on, Marvel. Give us like 10, man. Y'all, come on. Y'all got the bag, Disney. Give us 10 episodes, man. Come on. But I don't know. I think it's too early to tell right now. I'm gonna give an early show prediction. I don't think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna stick around. I think Marvel really tries to see who like people like during the shows, and then they give him a call back and be like, hey, you know, we did good. Well, you did good. You know, you're a fan favorite. You know, let's bring you back in a way. Because, like, nobody in the Marvel universe is, like, let's be real. I love Marvel and all that stuff, but nobody in the Marvel universe has really died.
No, that's true. Except
like,
Quicksilver.
Except, well.
Kind of.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't. We don't know.
True.
We don't know. But on episode 3, episode 3, man. The first thing that stood out to me, episode 3. It's funny how we're talking about John Walker right now. When that dude spit in his face, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I wanted fucking John to kick his ass. I wanted John to fucking get that shield and just bang the fuck, cause you spit in somebody's face, that's hella disrespectful.
Yeah.
So, like, with that scene and seeing that he didn't snap, like, that is kind of showing me, like, how, like, this is taking a toll on him, you know? Because, like, I can, like, all this stuff, like, that's going on with him is kind of like, I'm not going to say it's justifying, you know, him going the road that he's eventually probably going to go on. But I can see what's kind of, like, pushing him to this point. Because, like, he's Captain America, but he's not getting respect as Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, nobody ever spit in fucking Steve Rogers' face. Like, nobody disrespected like, people respected Captain America. You know what I'm saying? And even Bucky, his longtime friend, don't respect, you know? So it's like, I understand John's character. I understand. I like the development. I'm glad that he's not just a mean asshole villain, you know, from the start. I like where this is going. So that was the first thing that stood out to me from episode 3. Anything you want to add from that point?
That scene kind of brought out his ego for me. I mean, kind of touching on what Anthony was saying as far as John Walker's ego coming to play when he's like, do you know who I am? That Captain America, I feel like, is kind of starting to go to his head. And like I said earlier, I don't blame him. He's got a lot of pressure. A lot of people are looking at him to replace Cap, but I really do think it's starting to get to him. But that comment stood out to me. Do you know who I am? Mm-hmm. The guy was basically like, yeah, I know, and I don't care. Mm-hmm. So he just, like you said, he doesn't get the respect that Steve Rogers did, and I don't know that he ever will. Even if he does complete the mission, even if whatever happens, even if he were to be the hero in all of this, I still don't think people would respect him.
No,
even if that was the big twist at the end,
Yeah, yeah. It's just tough shoes to fill, man. It's really tough shoes to fill. Anthony says, with the original slate that was planned, Black Widow was supposed to come out before Falcon and Winter Soldier. Do you think Yelena and Red Guardian make cameos before Black Widow comes out? So, if you don't know, Yelena is like the girl that's supposed to be the new Black Widow. Correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony. She's supposed to be the new Black Widow. Okay. That's who he's talking about. And Red Guardian is I think it's the British Captain America. That's a good question. I don't think they will. I don't know. I'm gonna say they won't. They won't make a cameo. I feel like they're gonna make their debuts when the movie drops, and then they're gonna do stuff from there. I don't think they're gonna make a cameo during this season or Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's just my personal opinion. But who knows? It's fucking Marvel. Who knows?
That'd be a lot of cameos in one show. I mean, we've already seen a lot.
This is the third episode, and we got a shit ton of cameos, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of storylines to wrap up. So.
Yeah, we got a lot of cameos so far, and this is like the third episode. But what I will say about this third episode, honestly, I think this third episode is probably the best episode I personally enjoyed thus far. I really love this third episode, man. It was just all over the fucking place in a good way. I'm not saying it like it was like, all like just, I didn't understand what's going on. But for me, I fucking really loved Zemo and his character, man, especially his development from Civil War, because in Civil War he was like mad and angry, like, you guys killed my family, I gotta kill the Avengers, and yeah, you understand that he's the villain, he has to be mean and all this stuff like that, but to see him in this show actually be like funny, like, yeah, he doesn't seem evil, but you never know with a guy like Zemo. He's like a super villain. He's like you can tell he's really smart. You know what I'm saying? He plans his moves ahead. He's like a chess player. He's a chess master. You know what I'm saying? I really like his development so far. Episode 3. I really love his character and what they're doing with him. Like I said, I love how they're expanding the range with these characters and just like putting them in different dynamics in different situations. Anything you want to add?
I agree. I love his character, and I feel like, a lot of people, I don't know that they empathized with him in Winter Soldier, just because, but he lost his family,
Civil War.
Yeah. He lost his family, he went through a whole lot of trauma. He did kind of go to great lengths to, get them back, but you kind of get to see that side of him as to why he did it. And now it feels like, I don't know that he's remorseful necessarily, but it feels like he's just gone through a lot in that time from then to now. In that transition, and he apologizes to Bucky and even says, you were just a means to a necessary end. So I think even Bucky feels a little bit of compassion for him almost. Especially to help break him out of jail,
Yeah.
I get that they needed him, but that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if Buck's gonna be able to, he'll say the words and go back to being the Winter Soldier. You just don't know. That's a risk he took,
Yeah.
And everybody was worried about that. But I do think we're getting to learn a lot about him. Like, I didn't know he was rich.
Yeah,
he has a private jet and like a butler on the jet. And
yeah,
it's like,
that whole scene was funny.
Yeah,
he's funny. Like, he's funny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't expect this at all. Like, from this character at all. That's why I just love what they're doing with him so far.
Yeah, he's a very well-rounded character, and I love the three of them together. Like, even when they're going into the club, and Falcon's dressed like a pimp, and he can't run in the heels.
Oh my
God. I love their scenes together. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I think the three of them play really well off of each other.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because my next comment I put literally, I love the trio Zemo, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. Like, I love all their scenes together. Like, I didn't want it to end, to be honest. Like, I was like, yo, can we get more of just the three of them, man? Because they was killing these scenes. Like, every scene that they was in. like the whole club scene, the bar scene, the city. I don't know what the name of the city was. Do you remember the name of the city that they were in?
They're in a lot of places.
They are. They are in a lot of places in the show. That's something else I wanted to add. Like, we're far from fucking Westview on this show. We're fucking around the fucking world. We're traveling from Louisiana to fucking DC to fucking, man, every fucking where. We're on private jets. We going every fucking where on this show. I love, just the locations and just the different scenery that we've been seeing on the show thus far. Like I said, I love the vibe of the place that they're at. Like I said, I don't know the city or nothing like that. Next that I want to move to, that stood out to me. I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, sorry. Sharon. There we go. Sharon. Sharon was fucking kicking ass. I don't know where well, we know where Sharon been this whole time. But she literally popped out of nowhere and started kicking ass. Like, just going crazy, man. She done been through some shit. Shout out to Sharon, man. Sharon, man, her development as a character, man, I literally thought when I seen this show, I thought I knew everybody. I thought I figured everybody out. I thought I knew what their roles was gonna be. But ever since this show came out, I don't know what the fuck to expect. That's what I'm saying. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far from this show. Like, just seeing the ranges of all these actors and characters, man. Cause Sharon is just off the fucking chain, you know what I'm saying? She was fucking shooting people, breaking arms, snapping fucking wrists and all this shit, stabbing people. And just to see, like, all four of them interact, meaning her, Zemo, Falcon, and Winter Soldier, it was just refreshing, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, all these characters and, like, what they've been through, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not a situation where, like, you see these characters and you're, like, just now knowing and understanding, like, a regular movie is. Like, you kind of, like, there's a setup for everything. I really enjoyed that you've seen all these characters and you understood each background. And they're all interacting with each other, like, moving forward with the story. That's something that I really enjoyed. And like I said, I really think the guests on these, I don't want to call them guests, but the extra additions to this series has really, like, I think stepped the series up. Yeah. Because they could have made a show with just Falcon and Winter Soldier and just, like, a bunch of fucking side characters, new people that we don't know about. But for them to bring back people that were in the Marvel movies and have them, like, going harder and doing more stuff than they did in the movies, like, that's like a extra bonus, man. And I'm really loving Zemo so far. Zemo's he's probably one of my favorite characters so far. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I really like Zemo's character. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of my favorite characters so far. And like I said, it's just nice to see them all, like, on screen, just interacting and, like, move the story forward. And yeah, that's all I got for episode 3 other than the ending. You got anything else you want that?
Just to kind of touch on Sharon Carter, I mean, I love that there's a strong female character in a show filled with men, mostly men. You have Isaiah, you have Winter Soldier, Falcon, Zemo, all these strong male characters, and then Sharon Carter just shows up and kicks some ass as a strong female character. Yeah. So I really liked that. And I liked the conversation she had with Falcon when they were at her place before the party. And they're talking about the hypocrisy of heroes and how, she's kind of jaded by the whole thing. Mm-hmm. It kind of was a little bit of a common theme with Zemo because earlier in the episode, he tells Bucky or Falcon, one of the two, that we put heroes on a pedestal and we forget about their flaws. Mm. I think it's kind of foreshadowing putting, John Walker on a pedestal as Captain America, and he has flaws. You forget about the different, like, for Zemo, Iron Man and Captain America had their flaws, because the whole thing with Sokovia and all of that. So It's just an interesting theme that I kind of picked up on between the two. But I love her character. I think she's a great character. Like you said, she's a great add-on. And I think the fact that, Falcon's promising asylum for her to come back to the U.S. is kind of leading her to be in the next movies and shows and whatnot else. Just because I think the fans love her. Yeah. She's a very underrated character, in all honesty. But I think she's a great character. But especially for the show. Yeah.
Because I feel like she hasn't showed up since Winter Soldier.
Civil War?
Correct us if we're wrong. I don't remember the last movie she showed up in. Actually, she was in the movie whenever Peggy died.
Oh, the funeral.
Yeah, so that had to be Avengers, fucking Endgame. Come on. Like, how can we forget this fast? Like, come on now. But yeah, it was good to see Sharon back. Sharon back in action, cooking. Killing, what I'm saying, going crazy. Like, I really enjoyed those scenes with her. And last thing I want to say before we get to the end of the episode, this is gonna be, I don't want to say one of my letdowns because I don't really have any letdowns with this episode, but for the last 3 episodes, Flag Smasher, right? For me, I'm not really like, there's just something in me that's not really been like really invested in her character. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand, I understand like, you know, the story with her so far, but up until the end, when she fucking blew the fucking building up with the, what is it, the GRC? Is that what they call?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take her seriously. I'm not gonna lie. Until she did that shit, I was like, okay, she's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? Because like up until this point, I feel like they were just kind of like add her in. Like, yeah, they're trying to identify the Flag Smashers and the Super Soldier Serum and all this stuff. But for me, you know, her character wasn't, you know, commanding the show. You know, like fucking Bucky and Winter Soldier and all these people are. Like, yeah, she fucking kicked their ass on top of the trucks. But other than that, like, it's just scenes of them fucking stealing vaccines and not doing, like, you know, nothing, like, you know, crazy. Like, I need to see Flag Smasher fucking do some real shit. You know what I'm saying? She beat up Bucky and Winter Soldier. And, well, I said Bucky and Winter Soldier. She beat up Falcon and Bucky. And she beat up the new Captain America. So I guess episode 3, I was waiting for her to do some more shit. And it happened at the end. She fucking blew the fucking motherfuckers up. And she was like, this is the only way they fucking understand. And I was like, okay, here we go, Flag Smashers. Splash them fucking fucking smash them flags. You know what I'm saying? So, I was a little let down. I'm not gonna lie. He's right there. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little let down up until, you know, that ending scene. But man, you know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping that she gets some really good development, a good payoff. I'm kind of for me, honestly, right now where it's headed with episode 3, I don't think she's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? You know, at the end. I think Marvel's gonna save her. I don't think she's gonna die. I think there's gonna be a way to try to save her. You know what I'm saying? Just because like the fucking whole backstory they're trying to give her, like she had to take the serum. You know, all this stuff. So right now I'm gonna make an early prediction. She's not gonna die. Something's gonna happen. But I ain't gonna lie, man. The show is really coming up with some interesting developments so far. But yeah, that's all I wanted to add about Flag Smash. Like I said, it hasn't been a letdown thus far. But like I said, I think I've been expecting more because they keep, you know, you go from these fucking Falcon and Bucky scenes to Zemo scenes to the Flag Smash. Like, I don't want to say it's boring, you know, but it's like there was no really like fucking good action with her other than the second episode when she kicked their ass on top of the trucks, and then on the 3rd episode, you know, when she blew up the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If she's supposed to be the main villain, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta, like, come on. You gotta feed us more. And that's just my opinion. But anything you want to add?
Is she the main villain? Or is it the power broker? You know, it's kind of interesting because you really don't know. I mean, they're regarding them as Robin Hoods. What are they, freedom fighters? Flag smashers? They're regarding them as Robin Hoods in the show. You know, they kind of steal from, not the rich, but they steal the supplies to give them to the people who were left behind that weren't blitzed. But it's kind of with the theme again, you know, heroes, you put them on pedestals and yet you see the flaws. She ruthlessly blew up that building. Even the guy that was with her, her partner or whatever, was like, there were people in there. And she's like, it needed to be done. That's the only way that they understand. So you see her flaws. You know, she's trying to do these good things for these people and yet she just killed some innocent people. She didn't give a fuck. She really didn't.
She did not give a fuck, man.
So it's her character development's going to be interesting to see. I mean, she's another one that's been kind of bland. Yeah. You know, I love that they have a multiracial girl on the show, which is lovely, but she's been very bland and very quiet and meek this whole time. And until that scene, I was like, damn, she had that in her? Okay. Yeah. You know? But do you think you're let down because there's multiple Flag Smashers versus just one to focus on? Does it feel like it's kind of an overload?
Nah, I think that might tie into it, but I think what really has let me down with her character thus far, like, you know, we're in the 3rd episode, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I was looking to see something different, and at the end there was something different. Because, you know, the first episode we kind of got the introduction, like, oh yeah, Flag Smashers, we meet up here, we take stuff, you know. Okay, first episode y'all did that, right? Second episode, you know, y'all taking more stuff. You know, y'all on the run still, taking stuff. Okay, you know. I mean, she beat up fucking everybody. That was a highlight. But then the third episode, you see more of the fucking same. Yeah. We're on the run again, still taking stuff, and it's like, okay, like what else are you gonna do? Like, come on, like I understand we getting more of your backstory and stuff like that, but like, come on, like show us something. And you know, yeah, she did. So she went from bland and boring to fucking bombing shit up like real quick, and like, you know, that was a good turn for me. And like I said, I'm really interested to see where her character goes from here. I honestly think they're not gonna kill her off at the end, but that's just me. But anything else you out of that?
No, I think it was a great episode. It's been my favorite so far. I know you said that earlier.
Yeah, it was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, there's a lot of action and a lot of, you know, good scenes. The writing is amazing. I think it's good so far. I think a lot of people are talking shit and saying it's, you know, boring. It's exactly what I expected from a Marvel TV show. And it's like, as a Marvel fan, is that not what you want? Like I said in the beginning, I know WandaVision was great because it was different and you weren't expecting it, but I don't think it's fair for people to sit back and be like, oh, of course Marvel put something like this out. Yeah, because you've been a fan of it for the last, 10, 20 years, you know, unless you were a comic book nerd, and then you loved it even longer. So I don't understand the people that are like, I'm bored, I don't like it. I reached for my phone in the middle of the episode and, you know, I was bored by it. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Well, you're a super fan. What do you think?
Stop crying, man. Stop fucking crying. Look, Disney and Marvel, man, like, we are fortunate to be getting these shows, man, you know, in the midst of a pandemic. Yeah. You got to understand, most of these shows that are coming out were shot during the pandemic. So I am really happy and excited for, like, what we're getting with this show, man. I am the biggest fucking Marvel nerd and the biggest fucking Marvel super fan, right? But I am not going to compare this show to fucking WandaVision, man. Or any fucking show that comes out. I'm not going to compare this show to Loki.
Yeah, it's not fair to do that.
These are completely different shows. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm watching them for what they are because I know that they're the piece to, like, a bigger puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, you know, I seen all this stuff about, you know, when WandaVision was over. I seen, like, a fucking tweet or something like that. And it was, like, man, we really have to go from WandaVision to Falcon and Winter Soldier. And it's like, come on, like, stop. You guys got to stop it, man. Yeah. Like, appreciate the things for what they are, and, like, we gotta stop comparing, like, shows to shows. Like, come on, let's just watch, you know, what we have as a standalone thing and, like, judge it as that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just think that's where we really need to go with it. Antonio says, my predictions for the future of the MCU, they're not gonna be doing a huge thing like the Infinity Saga. They're gonna be doing mini sagas. I definitely agree with you there, Anthony. I think this whole WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki that's coming out. I mean, they just announced a fucking slate of whole fucking new shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is the start of something crazy. I think, you know, with these shows being how they are right now, we finna get hella fucking shows in the fucking future. And when the movies come out, I think the movies are gonna be fucking on the next fucking level. You know what I'm saying? So I think when the movie theaters open up, like, I don't know if Black Widow is going to be like, you know, the fucking, like, you know, the fucking craziest shit ever. Just because, like, it was kind of shot like a year, like 2-3 years ago, you know. But the movies that are in production and are like kind of tied to these shows, like in the future, I think these movies are going to be like, oh my fucking God. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff that we want in these shows and that we're missing on these shows, I think we're gonna like get the payoffs in the movies and stuff like that. So I'm really like excited for the movies, and just I'm really happy for what Marvel is doing. Also, before you forget, with episode 3, it wasn't really a post credit scene, but the Wakandan scene.
It's 2:00.
Thanks, Alfred. The scene when the Wakandans showed up looking for Zemo, I was like, oh shit. I remember you thought it was.
I thought it was his sister.
You thought it was
T'Challa's daughter.
Yeah, Black Panther's sister. I'm like, nah, that's not her. Then we had to take a second look. I was like, is it? But nah, it wasn't her. But man, I wonder like how that's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? And that leads us to we did this on the first episode, so I'm gonna leave off with a prediction for the next episode. Let me see. I think on the next episode, as much as I love Zemo, I think we're gonna kind of see him like really reveal his real plans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like a guy like Zemo, like he fooled the whole fucking Avengers. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me he can't fool fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So like I feel like we're gonna see what Zemo's real plan is. I don't think we're gonna get the Power Broker reveal to probably like the 6th episode or the finale. I want to say I think we're gonna get another cameo in the 4th episode. I don't know who, but I definitely think with episode 3 being the way it was, I think we're on to something like bigger. Because we're only winding down from here. It kind of sucks. I feel like this show just started, man. I feel like this show has just started, and we already gearing up to or like the halfway point, and the finale and stuff like that. So I really think the 4th episode, I think we're gonna get like little sprinkles of like Zemo's plan. Or I don't think he's gonna go full bad guy on the 4th episode, but I think we're slowly starting to get the turn for Zemo. And I think John Walker's character, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna like go off the rails yet, but I think it's definitely like coming in the future. So that's my predictions going forward. 1 second before you get to yours. Actually, no. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I kind of agree with you. Like I think Zemo. Honestly, my prediction is Zemo is the power broker. And during this episode, in episode 3, when they were in the cargo containers and he shot Dr. Nagel or whatever his name is, he shot him, and then kind of escaped. And they were like, "Oh shit, where'd he go?"
Yeah.
I thought for sure like he was gonna escape and then just kind of disappear and go whatever, maybe show up in another series or something to be a villain later. But I mean, he has the ability to do it. He just did it in that episode to escape and get away, type of thing.
Just get out of
be broken out of jail completely. So. I mean, that's my prediction. I think he's going to end up being the power broker, and that's going to be the big twist at the end. But that's my prediction.
I just love his character, man. I really love.
I do too.
I feel like he's always 3 steps ahead because, like,
yeah,
he was reading Machiavelli in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really too familiar about that book, but I heard that's a really like some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
And just I don't know if he knew that they were gonna come there, to like get help and stuff like that. But it feels like he was just like, oh yeah.
How would he know unless he's the power broker? That's just my theory.
That's a good theory. All right, man. Before we get out of here, we're gonna answer Anthony's question. He says, "Do you guys see them doing a Ghost Rider TV show on Disney Plus like they're doing with Moon Knight, or are they gonna do a Ghost Rider movie?" So the last time I heard of a Ghost Rider thing, I think they were doing one. Wasn't Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think just because if I ask, Miss M here right now, like, what do you think about Ghost Rider? She's probably going to be like, I don't fucking know. So I think in order to educate the, casual viewer, they might do a Ghost Rider show on Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's only a certain amount of things you can just put out as a movie versus like a Disney Plus series. Like, Guardians was one of the biggest things that, like, nobody fucking knew what the fuck Guardians was. They put it out as a movie. Now everybody know who the fuck Guardians was.
Yeah. Or
Guardians is, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, there was no Disney Plus and, like, Marvel shows and stuff like that coming out. So, I honestly think... Oh, my God. The cat's dying. No, he's not dying. But I honestly think that for people like Ghost Rider... and like all the just less famous characters and stuff like that, I really think they're gonna put them out on Disney Plus. But as far as like movies, they're gonna like do fucking like big names like Wolverine, X-Men, Fantastic Four. They're gonna do like household brands like for the movies. But for people like Ghost Rider, I don't think they're gonna do like a Disney Plus. I mean a whole movie like that. So to answer your question, Anthony. In short form, no. But that's gonna be it for this review, man. Appreciate everybody staying up late with us for another Triple R review with Shef. It's a pleasure staying up late, watching these Marvel shows and getting our thoughts out while they're fresh. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the discussion and just tuning in with us. Any thoughts you have, Miss M, before we close out?
I can't wait for the next episodes. I think it's going to be the last 3 episodes are going to be really action packed. There's a lot of plot or a lot of storylines to kind of end and tie up in a knot. And I don't think all of them are going to get solved by the end of this series. I think
we learned that from WandaVision.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see which ones do and which ones kind of continue on into the movies or the next show, maybe with Loki or whatever else. So
yeah,
I'm just excited.
Well, appreciate you guys staying up late with us. We about to catch some Z's and clean up my cat's throw up because he just puked all over the floor. Sims, what'd you eat, man? Jesus Christ. Appreciate y'all staying up with us. We'll catch y'all next week for the next Triple R review with Shef. It'll be episode 4 reaction. Hopefully we don't get sick and die before then. But if not, you guys will see us here on next Friday. Appreciate all the viewers for tuning in to the discussion. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.